So a few days ago, I told you that I was gonna be making over this vintage dresser and that I was moving at the speed of lightning, right? Like, I haven't gotten a project done this quickly in a long time, but I'm happy to report it's done. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through everything that I did for this project, tell you just some things that I learned along the way. So if you are trying to refinish furniture, maybe it'll save you a mistake, maybe it'll help you in your project, I don't know. But stick with me because we're gonna talk through this project. Let's look at what this furniture looked like before. What did this vintage dresser look like before? Now, I got it from the thrift store probably 4 or 5 years ago, but it had a lot of surface imperfections. I knew that I was gonna have to refinish it. Well, as you know, I've been trying to work on my garage, but you can't do a garage makeover and still have furniture sitting there taking up space. Getting started with this makeover, I needed to strip the dresser. If you've never done it, it's a very messy job. But here's a few tips that I would tell you. Number one, make sure that you're using the right stripping, or I don't even want to call it stripping gel. Like, it's not even a stripper. It is a finish remover because I use QCS, Quick, Clean, Safe. They're not sponsoring this. I will leave a link down below. It's the only thing that I use now. They had given me some years ago and I tried it and I liked it. I do a lot of my projects here indoors, and so I don't want something that's going to be dangerous. Here's the thing, when you're using QCS, you're gonna have to go over it multiple times. So you'll see, like when I'm working on the dresser, I'm putting on that initial coat, I'm letting it sit for 15, 20 minutes. It really just depends on how much you need to remove. And then I'm letting it do its job, remove it into a bucket, but have like a trash bag in the bucket. So you can just toss it. And then you're gonna wanna do maybe 2 or 3 more coats of the finish remover. Let it do its job, because here's the thing, when you are done removing all of this, you're gonna have to sand it. So you can't get away from the sanding. You will have to sand. The thing is that the more finish you leave on the dresser, the more you're gonna gum up your paper, your sanding paper. And you don't wanna do that. So remove as much as you can. And then when you're ready to sand, you're gonna start with maybe like a 150 sanding paper. And then you're gonna work your way down to a 220. You don't wanna go any further than 220. If you do a 220 by orbital sander, you're gonna wanna finish by hand, just to get rid of those scratches. When you are using an orbital sander, that orbital sander is leaving all of these scratches, right? That's how it's removing all of the old finish and the old, imperfections. And you can see it when the light hits it a certain way. If you don't use that sanding paper by hand, you're gonna see that. And so, make sure that you're doing your final sanding by hand with 220 grit sandpaper. All right, so once all of the sanding was done, the next thing was, am I gonna do stain or am I gonna do a top coat? And here's the reason why I was confused. I think this is maple, and maple is one of those woods that if you don't use a preconditioner and you just put stain right over top of it, it's gonna be blotchy, it's gonna look terrible. I didn't wanna go through all of that and I didn't wanna risk getting really crappy results with this. So I decided to do 3 coats of clear top coat. Now, I love General Finishes high performance satin top coat. Love it, love it. And you have to use a synthetic paintbrush to apply it, right? So you want to go on nice and smooth, and you're gonna let it dry, and then in between you're gonna use 330 really fine grit sandpaper. And then after that, add another coat, let it dry. But the thing is, because it's water-based, it dries so quickly. So within a matter of like maybe a day, I think, I was able to get all 3 coats on the furniture. And the thing is that you don't want to shake up the top coat. You don't want to apply it like in weird strokes. You don't want to, you actually don't even want to work it too much, because if you overwork it, it starts to dry really quickly and you're gonna see the lap marks. Just go slowly and make sure that you're covering it at the ends of the top, whatever it is that you're top coating. And then once that section is done, you just continue working your way and then leave it. If there's any imperfections, don't worry, you can come back and just sand it down a little and then add another coat. So after putting the top coat, then I needed to deal with the hardware. Furniture makeovers that I've done in the past, I don't know why I've always used rub and buff. I thought rub and buff was like the end all be all of trying to get rid of like the tarnish and all of that on old hardware. But what I decided to do, well, actually I did use the rub and buff. And then the next day I came to my shed and I was like, wait a minute, I don't think this looks good. I'm actually going to strip it down, and I didn't even have to put any stripper. I literally just sprayed it down, used some steel wool. Oh, and my favorite, and I posted about this on social media, if you follow me, you'll see that I was posting about this. I don't know why I'm like the last person to hear about Barkeeper's Friend. Why am I the last person? This stuff worked so well. Just using some other cleaner and using the steel wool, I mean, it got it clean, it looked good, but it was when I used that Barkeeper's Friend, oh my gosh, that hardware just shined like gold, like it was real gold and not brass. And so I went through and just used that on everything. It just restored this hardware in a way that I'd never seen before. I was like, who did not tell me about this? So let's talk about what the dresser looked like before. The dresser, it just needed some cosmetic work, and now it looks amazing. So let me show you what it looks like now. I mean, isn't it beautiful? I mean, this dresser is just, it's so beautiful. It's so smooth. I mean, it feels good. I don't think my son is going to like fully appreciate, even though I've been trying to like show him the pictures and stuff, I don't think he's gonna fully appreciate just how beautiful this is and how much work went into it. But if you want to do a project like this, I'm going to tell you, go to your thrift stores, go to Restore, go to any of those places, even Facebook Marketplace. Find an old dresser like this, something that's heavy, something that's got like the dovetail joinery to show you that it's a really good quality dresser. And then put the time and effort into it. You can do this in your home. You can do this outside on a patio. It is cold in some places right now, but if you want to do this, you can do this and you don't have to go and buy expensive furniture. That's what thrift diving is about. Finding really good quality, heavy duty furniture that's gonna last for years. I mean, my son is probably gonna be able to keep this probably for the rest of his life. Oh my gosh, I'm like coughing here. I had the super flu and I'm still getting over the super flu and I'm still congested, so I sound like, oh. Anyway, we can't let that stop us from making videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back because I am just going to be doing a lot more projects this year. I really fell off in the last couple of years, I think. Especially last year, I really fell off. But this year, baby, it is all about doing projects. So come back again. Be sure to subscribe if you're new, and I will see you next video.